Welcome to the Windy City Bender Podcast with your hosts, Nolly, Poetzy, and Jarom.
Hey there, everybody. It's episode 38, the Ryan Hartman, because the only other option was Huey, and fuck that noise.
Really? Because, I mean, totally. I don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah, I thought you might have had something there.
No, I didn't.
Well, along with us as usual is Nolly.
Hey.
And Jarom.
Hey.
That was Andrew, by the way, that's talking.
Oh, yeah, this is Poets.
And
I'm joined by a very special guest here in Poets' room. Maple's with us once again.
Maple!
Say hello to the
Who is
fans.
it? Maple! You've been barking all night. Now you want to shut up?
Yeah.
All right.
So, Game 7 is come and gone, and the Washington Capitals have finally done it.
Holy shit.
Well, I mean,
I think you mean OV shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ovi's
Fair.
just shit himself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they finally did it, a.k.a. they beat the Penguins, and now everything's easy. It's like, whatever. We beat the Penguins. We can do anything.
Until they have to meet Marc-Andre Fleury and then the Stanley Cup Final.
A.k.a. the Penguins all over again.
They thought they were safe,
Yeah.
but they're not.
The only way that they can lose is to a Penguin.
They celebrate for now, and then they remember that Marc-Andre Fleury is playing the best hockey in his career, and now they're not so happy anymore. But we'll get there in a minute. Gonna start out with a little hack snack.
Next.
There you go.
And ice hogs.
Okay. I guess we'll start out with Marian Hossa. Sad day. Sad day. Marian Hossa announces that he will not play hockey again.
It's like, I'm sad, but
Knew it was coming.
You knew
Yeah.
it was there.
yeah, it pretty much happened last year, and that was like the worst of it.
He
At least last
Yeah,
year we had that
like-
little bit of hope that he might play again. And now it's just
when
done.
there
What, seeing the Hawks cap situation,
Yeah.
there was no hope.
No.
well, and seeing that there was, it was April, and finally people were like, "Hey, what happened to Hossa? Like, we haven't gotten an update since like October."
Yeah.
So, kind of had a feeling then, and he officially calls it quits. Although he does not retire.
Because then that would fuck the Hawks.
Yes, so he's not gonna
Which,
sign that until the end of his contract.
what?
Is that going to be something that they address in the Nets CBA?
It's
That's what
gotta
I'm
be.
saying.
It's gotta
That's such a dumb thing. Like,
yeah.
oh, I'm retiring, but no, I'm not.
And the
Like,
fact
so I don't screw the team over.
and the fact the NHL like posted like thank you Hossa stuff and like articles about Hossa's career, it's like what is going on here? Like
They're totally fine with anybody doing whatever they want and just getting in around any rule that they possibly can.
I mean, I feel like it would be different if it was, a player who, I don't know, they're earlier on in their career and they haven't made as much money as Marian Hossa. I'm not saying that it's a money issue or whatever, but
But we've seen this multiple times, and like one of them was Pavel Datsyuk, who wasn't even hurt. He
Yeah.
went to the K, and they
Yeah.
still allowed them to put him on
there's
LTIR.
there's so many ways around it.
Like, it's happened so many
not
times.
good.
Like,
was Datsuk on LTIR? I thought he just got traded to the Coyotes and was just kind of
yeah, he was on LTIR and the Coyotes.
oh shit. Yeah, that's fucked.
Yeah, I don't know. And then Chris Pronger, Dave Boland, there's just endless.
David Clarkson.
Joffrey Loophole,
Let's say
Nate Horton.
the
Like,
entire
there's just,
Loophole
old
has
Toronto.
season of it.
yeah, like there's just endless list.
Yeah.
So
Does sound like Hossa is open to being a part of the Hawks front office, or at least like a coach of some sort for the next little while. So that would be pretty neat to have him at least stay with the Hawks in that respect, so he's not totally apart from the game.
Can he? Okay, he said that he was open to doing that, like when his contract ends. Does that mean he can't do anything now because he's still technically under contract as a player?
Well, isn't that kind of what happened with Chris Pronger? He couldn't take the job with the NHL until his contract was up, right?
no, he was working for the NHL.
Yeah, he
once.
was.
But he was working for the NHL not for the team he was contracted under. So I don't know if that's different.
I was doing.
I don't know. Fucking dumb
It's
contract.
Yeah, it's
bullshit.
ridiculous.
Who cares?
Yeah.
I'm just upset that Hossa's not playing anymore.
Yeah.
Because he's honestly probably the best, one of, if not the best, two-way players of like the modern era.
Oh
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Like the guy had fucking trees for legs. It was impossible to get him off the puck, and then if you did get him off the puck, like he's getting it back. There was one Lazarus tweeted out a video.
Yeah.
Datsuk pickpocketed Hossa, and Hossa just fucking went on his horse and went end to end, like from blue line to blue line, and just pickpocketed Datsuk without Datsuk even knowing, and just turned around and went back the other way.
And the Hawks almost scored on it too.
Yeah, it's just soft at the taste, and they almost scored. And like that's like the epitome of Hossa. And I was like, oh my god, that and the clap bomb in the shootout, just not a big deal.
God,
Yeah.
yes.
It's incredible reading Twitter and people saying that Marian Hossa, questioning whether or not he's a Hall of Famer. Guy's first ballot. Are you kidding?
100%.
Are you kidding?
Name one other player that went to 3 straight finals with 3 different teams. Like, come on. Not only that, but he's fucking
500 goals.
500 goals scored,
1,000 points.
1,000 points, 1,000 games played, right?
Yeah.
And then fucking 3 cups.
Uh-huh.
Like, easy. And not only that, but like, he was unbelievable on Atlanta. Sorry, guys, that was Maple. She's a little upset about Hossa too.
Yeah.
Like Atlanta, like of all teams, like it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. I don't know. What's your favorite moment from Hoss? Hawks or career?
I would say I have 2. His first game as a Hawk, when he came back from injury in like November and scored 2 shorthanded goals against the Sharks, which was fucking sweet.
2 out of 4 the Hawks had in the second period.
Yeah.
I believe.
Unbelievable.
Or maybe
and then
3, I don't know.
Well, I guess I would have 3, and then the obvious one against the Predators, the game winner, and then the first time he lifted the cup.
Yeah. Jarom?
I always go back to the one goal that he scored that I absolutely loved was against Tampa when he caught the puck, drops it, and then knocks it out of midair.
Yeah, I was at that game. I was behind that net, dude. That was fucking sweet.
Yeah, that's absolutely like one of my favorite goals he scored besides his hash mark clap bomb. But yeah, I mean, what about you, Poets?
I got a couple. Obviously, the one from Nashville, I was at that game, and that was one of the most incredible things that I've ever been able to witness. I've never seen the United Center shake before, and everybody was jumping so much. I was in the 300 level, and I thought that I was going to fall through. It was unbelievable. If I could relive that moment again, that'd be awesome. I think the other moment was Marian Hossa's rush that led to Ben Smith's game-winning overtime winner in Game 6 against Vancouver. Hossa led that entire rush, got it into the zone, and was able to get it back to Hjalmarsson at the point, and then Ben Smith put in the rebound. Just one of those things, Marian Hossa just dummying other teams and setting somebody else up
Workhorse.
for a win.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one more too. Anytime he busted out the Frank the Tank celebration.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely
Great.
amazing.
The what was it? The spinorama that Kane had, the back spinorama pass, and just fucking
Yeah.
That was a beaut.
You
Some great sellies.
You could have been at his 500th.
I don't want to talk about that, Andrew. Like I'm sad enough. All right. Jag off.
We'll move on. Hawks signed. Have 4 new signings. A couple of young guys coming in. Dominic Cahoon, center / left wing, signed at 2 years, $925,000. Goaltender, Kevin Lankinen, 2 years, $925,000. This one I'm probably the most excited about is Darren Radish, defenseman, 2 years, $730,000. This guy I've watched him play for a little bit in the O, and then I watched a few games in Rockford. This guy's a beast. I love him. I totally forgot the Hawks had even signed him.
So he's not that great, huh?
Well, I really wasn't paying attention to Rockford that much. So, he is a beast, though, and I really like him a lot. I hope the Hawks can kind of groom him to get up under the big clubs.
Kind of need somebody. So
yeah, no shit. They also signed defenseman Lucas Carlson for 3 years, $792,000. So
We finally have a Carlson.
yeah, I know. That'll be the only one we get.
Yeah, not like there's two and fucking about to be UFAs or anything.
Yeah.
Also, one guy that we don't have signed, Michael Kempney, who's going to the fucking Stanley Cup Final. Thanks, Bowman.
Wow.
Sorry. A little salty. But
Yeah, a
that's
little
all.
bit. A little bit. So what do you guys think of the signings? Was it kind of out of the blue, or does it kind of show where Bowman wants to take the team?
No, I heard rumblings of the Dominic one. He played for Team Germany, I believe, in the Olympics, and he had a pretty good
Yeah.
outing.
I remember during the Olympics, like there wasn't much to watch on Germany, but then they were talking about this kid, how he was a Hawks prospect. So I kind of watched him, and from what I remember, he did look pretty good throughout the Olympics for the German team. So yeah, like you said, Jeremy, I kind of heard things about him.
Yeah. I don't think like this is like these signings are like a 2-year down the road type of signings. Like they're getting them locked in. They're gonna probably get them to Rockford, and then just kind of go from there. Like this isn't going to be like an immediate solution for us anytime soon.
Maybe a little bit of trade bait too, I think.
Possibly, yeah.
I don't know if we talked about it last time, but about how Rockford doing well is good for the Hawks, and as in trade bait.
Yeah.
So yeah, getting these guys signed could be good too.
Unfortunately, Rockford is no longer doing very well, as they now sit in a 3-0 hole against the Texas Stars. Last night, right?
Yeah, night.
Last night.
6-5.
Yeah,
OT.
6-5 in double overtime, I think.
No, I think it's just the first one.
Was it just the first one?
Yeah.
6-5 though. Rockford ended up losing in overtime. Had a 5-4 lead there for a little while, and then couldn't quite hold on. So
back-to-back OT losses.
Yeah. So good news is these losses are at least decently close, and it's not like it's a blowout each game. And thanks to the 2-3-2 playoff format, they have 2 more games at home to kind of get themselves into the series and make it a 3-2 series going back to Texas. So I guess we'll see what happens there. Hopefully they're able to make something out of that series.
On the other end, Toronto Marlies up 3-0 in their series. Not a big deal. It's fine.
Not a big deal.
Not a big deal. But yeah, I mean, I think them just getting as far as they did. I mean, sweeping the Wolves, who were the top team in their division, was huge, and then sweeping the second round, like they just made it look easy. I mean, you can't expect it, everybody to be like Vegas and make everything look easy in the playoffs. So, I mean, the losses are going to come. We'll see how they rebound after this and see if they can make it a series out of it.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll try and keep you guys updated. I saw Chris Bowden was kind of live tweeting the game last night, so hopefully he'll do that more often since we can't really watch it.
The Icehogs actually their Twitter's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
About live tweeting and
That's good.
keeping updates. I actually started following them.
Yeah.
Started the playoffs.
I think that's just about it from the Hawks talk perspective. So let's jump right into it here, fellas. Start with Vegas.
Vegas, baby.
4-1 over the Jets, and the Jets just could not figure out Marc-Andre Fleury.
Yeah. After game 1, where I thought they were just gonna easily roll fucking Vegas, Marc-Andre Fleury was like, nah. I think that was enough of that.
Yeah.
Because that's the only game in these playoffs that Fleury hasn't been
on top.
Almost perfect.
Trying to pull his stats up real quick.
Yeah, it's stupid. I know he's got 4 shutouts so far, and he's got like a 960 save percentage or something like that. Like it's silly.
Only 1 goal allowed in the 3 clinching games.
Yeah.
1 goal.
Yeah.
Talk about a shutdown backstop.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
I wish I would have saved it. There were stats during the last Capitals game where he ranked on like first save percentage in a goalie in the playoffs, and he was, I forget where he was at, but then he was also like, they showed the only people that ever win Conn Smythe without winning the cup, and there was like five other guys, and 4 out of the 5 were goalies.
Yeah.
Which I don't know.
He's all right.
Is he almost a lock? Well, let's go through his stats real quick.
Yeah, he's all right. 12-3 with 1.68 goals against average, 94.7 save percentage, and 4 shutouts.
Yeah. So I mean, like, as long as they don't get dummied against the Capitals,
Right.
like in 4, like, is he like a lock pretty much for the Conn Smythe?
Yeah, I mean, I thought about that too after Game 5, and immediately, you think, there's no way he doesn't win it, no matter what. But then, like, what if Capitals
You can completely forget about what he did. Yeah.
Smoke them,
If it's like if it's like a bunch of 1 goal, low scoring, every game's decided with 1 goal, regardless of who wins the cup, does he win it?
If everything stays status quo for Marc-Andre Fleury, there's no doubt in my mind.
There's nobody,
that he's the
Even
one.
if he loses, even if Washington wins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The thing is, like, I was thinking about it. Even if Vegas wins, and like, there's nobody. That team is so deep that there's nobody.
It's so even.
Yeah, there's nobody standing out, which like isn't a bad thing, obviously, because they've gone as far as they have. But it's just everybody's contributing, and they just kind of Marc-Andre Fleury is kind of the one thing that stands out when you look at the team.
Well, they've leaned on him so hard,
especially against the Jets.
Oh,
I thought
that. Okay, so that was just going to be my next question. When you're thinking of this, is Vegas in the same position they are if they don't have Fleury, or Fleury's not playing the way he's playing?
absolutely not.
No way.
They lose to the Sharks.
This team lives and
LA.
dies. Yeah, I think maybe even LA.
I don't know. LA was.
That was a better series than the Sharks.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The Sharks gave them more of a run for their money. LA was very defeated.
LA wasn't though.
kinda
Like
hard
they
to-
were. That entire series was close. It wasn't blown out games. It was within 1 goal everything. It was LA. They were 1 bounce away from a different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. You can't really say.
Yeah, I guess it's close.
But I mean, just watching them against the Jets, though, like I'm not taking anything away from them. Like they've been playing unbelievable, and they do a great job taking advantage of any
timely goals.
Yes,
That's all it is timely goals.
there were so many fucking goals that the Jets scored, and you thought, like, here we go, here's the turnaround, and then not even like the next shift, not even like the puck drops and the fucking puck's in the back of Winnipeg's net.
Well,
And it just sucks the soul out of the entire arena.
not only that, but early goals too.
Yeah.
The Knights had so many early goals, it's unbelievable, and it just puts you on your heels, and the Jets never could get back at it. The Jets, yes, dominated almost the entire series, but you have to think that the 7 games with the Predators took a lot out of it.
It had to have. I mean, that was the best series of the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
It's like still, and yeah. I mean that's two juggernaut teams going at each other, and it makes you wonder, like, if the formats were different, if Vegas would have played Winnipeg or Nashville in the second round, would we have seen Winnipeg, Nashville in the conference final instead?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of something to think about, but I don't know. Yeah. I mean, there's in game 5, Winnipeg had a 2-minute power play, started the third, just wheeled all around Vegas' zone, just nonstop peppering the net. And then another 4 minutes after that power play was over, they were still just all over them. They outshot them 9-0 to start the third period. And then Vegas gets one bounce and goes the other way and scores. And honestly, that's like while that was going on, I was like, they're not going to score here in Vegas, so you can go down and score because that always happens to the Hawks.
Right.
Like that happens to any team. Like if you can't score in that amount of time, like with that much pressure on, you get one bad bounce, you know it's going in the other way. So I mean,
that's just how
yeah, that's how like, cruel the game is.
Hockey is just stupid.
Yeah.
Sometimes
it is
in a good way. But yeah, I mean, not like I said, not taking anything away from Vegas. They're fucking.
I'll tell you what,
they can fucking wheel.
The people who threw down on them when they were 500-1 before the season even started. I mean.
I want to meet one of those people because they have to be shitting themselves right now.
Unbelievable.
Honestly, even if you just threw down to make it to the final, I'm sure it was a stupid amount. Like, if I could go back, I would throw all my money. I would throw all my money on Vegas, and then everything would change because obviously I can't do anything right.
You have the Whitney disease.
Yeah, I really do right now. I got the yips or whatever it's called. To the wits now. Unbelievable.
The wits. I don't know. So Vegas, I think they were hoping for a bit of a rougher game for the Game 7 here today between Washington and Tampa. It was almost too easy for
Washington.
For Washington. So
yeah, which isn't common for Washington.
No, not at all. And I mean, talk about getting a great start. Early goal, Ovi, minute 1 in.
Okay, before we go to Washington, I want to ask you guys real quick, and then I kind of want to rant maybe.
Before you say that, I just want to mention that. No, I wish we don't have any ads. I was thinking, yeah, message from our fan Maple.
I have to pee.
Kibbles and Bits is a great new product.
Yeah.
So for the past 150 years.
Yeah.
3 straight. After 50 years, I'm fucking this up. So
you got it.
1918.
Yeah.
The Toronto Arenas, first ever time in the NHL, go to the final and win. 50 years later, 1968, St. Louis Blues, first ever year in the NHL, go to the final. They lose. 50 years later, this year, 2018, don't know if you heard of it, Vegas Golden Knights, first time in the NHL, go to the final. So one, fuck Seattle, obviously, and we're going to have to wait for 50 years for any new team to be good. And 2, that's fucking weird.
Yeah, I love it when things like that happen.
Yeah,
like a few years ago when the Hawks and the Blues played each other, and it was literally
the series went the same exact way.
The exact same people scored the exact same goal,
the same amount of overtime.
Yeah, right. And the series, that was incredible. It was
it's really fucking
the year
weird.
Before that was against LA, but that was I love shit like that. That's my favorite.
Yeah. So just a random fact that we saw in the interwebs.
We're gonna get off topic here, but I have to talk about this. I sent this link to you guys today. I'm gonna forget about it otherwise. There is a Columbus Blue Jackets prospect. Speaking of just weird things, this is your weird news for the day. There's a Columbus Blue Jackets prospect who played in the O, something like that.
Yeah, the O.
In the O. He was sick all year long. Couldn't figure out what it was. Thought it was mono. Would literally fall asleep in line at practice. Like, nobody could understand what was wrong. He had an absolutely horrific year. Couldn't get anything going. Couple weeks ago, maybe it was a couple days ago, I'm not even 100% sure. Guy sits down on the toilet to rock a deuce, and out comes a 25-inch long tapeworm. 25-inch long tapeworm coming out of his butthole. Could you imagine sitting down to take a shit and a worm comes down your ass?
I mean, did you know it was a worm? Like, I'd been like, wow, that's a weird poop.
He said he got up and he said it was like orange and yellow all over in the toilet, and he's like, I immediately FaceTimed my mom. Was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
That's disgusting. I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah.
And this poor guy, he's like, they were saying like his career could potentially be over since he had such a bad year this year. Like the Columbus Blue Jackets like wanted to take his shit away and like go back on it, but he's getting transferred, I think, from like VU to Yale or something.
No,
like that.
Miami, Ohio to somewhere south.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but
yeah. Gross.
But yeah, that's the reason why he played so bad all year long, is because for months, almost a year, he had a tapeworm in his fucking stomach and just making him gross. You know why he got that tapeworm? He ate raw fish.
It's called sushi.
Sushis.
Maybe it wasn't raw fish. It was like uncooked. Same thing, right?
Yeah, sushis.
Yeah. But also,
so,
it could be like salmon that wasn't cooked.
Right.
Yeah.
But still, that's the reason
Sashimis.
I'll never eat, because gross shit grows in there.
I mean, gross shit grows everywhere.
Whatever.
You ever heard of E. coli?
Gross. Gross. It's all gross.
Yeah.
It's gross.
That's in veggies.
But it came from the fish. So I'm afraid of fish. Well, let's all get past it. Vegas is in the final. Caps are now in the final. Let's talk.
No, one more. I'm not getting jacked
before
again.
you say, I got one more thing. I saw this. Chris Johnston tweeted it out. Just a fun fact. Everybody's like talking about how like the NHL rigged it so that, you know, Vegas was going to be good right away, and you know, everybody's just saying, you know, like like it was so easy for them. They gave them like this amazing team. One, beginning of the year when they got their roster, nobody fucking picked them to do anything. Two, they rigged it so that they'd be an relevant team, because if you want to start a team down in the desert, why would you want them to turn into another Arizona Coyotes or Carolina Hurricanes team in the league that you don't need that in the NHL right now? And three, listen to this shit that the NHL did to them, all the teams. The Golden Knights were given a second-round pick to take Marc-Andre Fleury. So the Penguins bribed them to take Fleury, who's arguably their best player, with the second-round pick.
Arguably.
Jonathan Marchessault, they were given Jonathan Marchessault to take Riley Smith, both of which are on their top line right now and are tearing the fuck up. They were given Alex Tuck to take Eric Holla. They were given Shea Theodore to take Clayton Stoner and a first round. And they were given a second round to take Willie Carlson and David Clarkson. Well, his contract.
Yeah.
So, I mean, looking at it at the beginning of the year, like, most of these names, okay, honestly, Marchessault with Riley Smith and Marc-Andre Fleury with the second-round pick is probably the biggest standout. But after watching these kids play, all of these are like, most of the teams should have been like, yeah, all right, take them, instead of giving them all this shit afterwards. I mean, granted, some of these players probably had their chance on their team and the coach didn't see like what he saw, or there was no fit for him on that team. But still, you could have kept them and traded them and got something out of them instead of giving away all this shit.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was gonna say about Carlson. Like, Willie Carlson was never gonna thrive under John Tortorella. It's just not the type of coach that he's able to work under. You know, it's different for every player, and Carlson never was going to be able to be the player that he is now with a coach like that.
Well, not only that, but with the team that he was on, I mean, they just got Panarin back. Like, they had a superstar. They didn't need. I mean, they need it, but they.
Could you imagine him and
both
of them on the same line?
I know, that'd be unbelievable.
It's like the same thing with Tara Vinen.
Yeah, take his 6 and then times it by 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to say, like, it's. Well, I mean, this kind of segues into what I think you want to talk about, Jarom, but I mean, it kind of.
What the can we just stop this Golden Misfits narrative? Is that?
Well, I mean, yeah, kind of in a way.
See, my biggest thing is I don't hate Vegas. I have nothing against Vegas. I'm happy they're doing so good, but I'm tired of everybody like there's sound bites of them calling themselves the Golden Misfits and saying they got to prove the haters wrong and all this, and They're acting like if there wasn't for Vegas, besides Ryan Reeves, none of them would be in the, they wouldn't be in the league. Ryan Reeves is lucky Vegas is still around. But like all these players, what you're saying, they weren't superstars, but they were still key players on their teams before.
Not really.
They were enough of a role on their team where that if they were still only 30 teams, they would still probably be at least a third line, fourth line player.
Yeah, but like
I think
looking back at it though, like they were literally giving away other players and other draft picks to get rid of these guys. Like they weren't key to any team. They were literally, I mean, it's Golden Misfit. Like it's literally perfect. You can't.
I think
describe
the
it
only people
anymore.
you could really say that about, that they were, top line players on their team is James Neal, Jonathan Marchessault, Marc-Andre Fleury.
You can't even say Marc-Andre Fleury. He was backing up.
Yeah, he was
Van
going back up. But what I'm just saying though, it's just like the narrative I'm getting from everybody with this is this, oh, we are a bunch of people that shouldn't be in the NHL and we're proving people wrong.
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's we're a bunch of castaways and here's why you should have kept us.
And not only that, but at the beginning of the year, everybody wrote them off. Like you said, all those sound bits from the beginning of the year, people are just talking shit about them and look at where the fuck they're at. Yeah, exactly. Me too. I've been fucking talking shit about them all year and even in the playoffs. I'm fucking eating my own shit now. So, I mean, I don't know.
You and Maple both.
Yeah, no, she doesn't do that. She's
anymore.
Okay.
No, I mean, I'm glad. I love the fact that this team is surviving and proving that. I mean, granted, it's only been 1 year, but my biggest fear for them was go in there, get their ass kicked, playing an empty arena, or not even empty, a packed arena with road team fans. And I'm really glad that town, Vegas, is just taking these guys in and really like supported them and rallied. They tweeted a picture out today of their practice, and it was a freaking sellout.
Well, they get their cheerleaders out, they get their marching band out for practices. Like they fucking pack the barn for practices. It's unreal. See, my thing about Vegas that frustrates the hell out of me. One, I'm glad they're making it work in an area that probably has been proven not to work, aka
Arizona.
The desert,
Yeah.
Arizona. But I think it works for them because they're the only professional sports team in that area, and it's the first time there's ever been a professional sports team there, and they're doing well. So it's obviously multiple things drawing attention to them and making them want to have fans, which is awesome because then it makes it work. But one, fuck you. I waited a long time to see the Hawks win the Cup. So 100% just jealous. Not jealous, but bitter. Absolutely. And also, if they win the Cup this year and don't even make the playoffs next year, like what happens to all those fans?
Mm-hmm.
Like they've been there, they've done it, they've seen it. Like what else is there to do in their first season? Like I'm afraid that they're gonna win the Cup and lose all their fans just because like they rallied around the Vegas team after the shooting and their unreal Cup run for the first season that they've ever had. Like, all right, fairy tale story, fairy tale ending. Like, I'm over it now. Like, that's what I'm afraid of happening.
And what happens when the Raiders move from Oakland to LA or to Vegas?
Exactly. Even if they're
not
good,
I think
football
Vegas,
thrives over hockey.
Yeah.
Always.
But I think Vegas kind of being the, I don't know, the test rabbit. What's the test puppy? I don't know.
Guinea pig?
A brat.
Guinea pig. There you go. The guinea pig.
Not even close.
Oh, sorry.
I think Vegas being the guinea pig, for, what's a professional sports team could do in Las Vegas, is a great thing for the Raiders.
Well, I think.
But no, that's not what we're saying. We're saying what happens when Vegas or the Raiders come in. Like Nolly said, football always thrives over hockey, regardless.
The only thing is that I think that they've done such a good job of helping the community after that shooting and just being so good and being, like I said, their first year in there. Like they've gained so many fans so quick that I think most of them have fallen in love with the game and they're going to start watching hockey more.
Yeah, let's hope.
They're not going to leave to go watch the football, but
Yeah.
like I think that they being the first one in there is a huge step for hockey. Yeah. Like they basically brought the fans before any other sport could.
And to go back a little bit, to something you were talking about, Noel. When I was in Vegas last year for, it was during the Cup Final. It wasn't for the Cup Final; it was during the Cup Final.
Went 3-3. Thanks, boats.
Yeah,
not a big deal.
So we were sitting by the pool at Caesar's Palace, and I went up to the bar where there was a TV, and I was like, "Hey, can you throw the hockey game on?" And the guy looked at me. He's like, "You think we will watch fucking hockey out here?" And I thought you were kidding. I was like, "Oh, well, good thing you guys got a team coming." He's like, "No, I'm serious. We don't watch hockey out here." He's like, "You have to go inside and watch that if you want." And he didn't turn it on. So, like, that right there just goes to show the kind of turnaround that they've had. You know, I'm sure every TV in Vegas has
always got the game.
Has the Hawks or the Knights game on. So.
Yeah, and not only that, like I saw somebody tweet it out, and like it never like hit me. Like there could be, like everybody talks about how without the Coyotes there would be no Austin Matthews. Like there's kids out there with fucking Vegas jerseys on right now in front of their TVs, falling in love with the game, and there could be the next Austin Matthews out there that wouldn't have been there because of Vegas. So it's like it's growing the game, and it's
I saw somebody
fuck you
tweet,
Vegas, but also thank you.
It's awesome.
It was like a retweet, kind of what you were saying. It was like it kind of makes me feel bad because I like kind of shit on them a little bit with this whole narrative, but they're like,
oh, I'm still shitting on.
Yeah, they're like people are sitting there talking like just totally bad mouthing Vegas, saying what they did isn't real and it's luck and it was given to them. And then there's some 6-year-old sitting there falling in love with the game, watching every single Vegas game and all that kind of stuff. And it's like you can always see the purist, and then you always see the people who are looking at to grow the game.
Yeah. And I don't know.
I'd rather have that kid watching the Vegas Golden Knights than Brad Marchand licking people in the face. So
yeah.
Well, fuck him. He's not in the playoffs anymore.
Yeah. But yeah, good point there. Good points. Like the conversation we had just then.
Thank you. We did it for the pod.
Yeah. So the Knights are going to be facing off against Washington. Washington in the final for the first time in 20 years. 98. And
who'd they play?
They played Detroit.
Swept.
Yeah.
So zero.
Honestly, like
0 wins in the final for Washington.
Could happen again.
Yeah.
It could easily happen again. Good.
But god damn it, does Washington look better than I've ever seen him before.
Because Ovi looks better than I've ever seen him before.
Oshie. Backstrom is finally looking normal.
Took him 2 games after that injury to come back into reality.
Carlson, Orlov, Tom Wilson all of a sudden is a hockey player.
So they low-key have unbelievable depth on their team, and people do not talk about it. Mm-hmm. That fucking was it Jay Beagle, Devontae Smith-Pelly, and Burakovsky.
Burakovsky had 2 fucking goals.
That line is fucking unstoppable right now. They're playing so good. That fucking play game 6, Beagle behind the net, steals the puck and just behind the back right to Smith-Pelly and puts a 5-hole. Unbelievable. That team is like they low-key have so much depth. They're fucking D, like your top 4 Orlov, Kempney, Orpik, and fucking John Carlson. Like, they're not big names, but they're fucking playing like they are big names. Like, I don't know. They low-key have a great team. And
phenomenal.
Holtby wasn't even that great. And they're getting puck luck too, which obviously every NHL or every Stanley Cup champion has.
159 minutes. 159 minutes that the Lightning were left scoreless.
Yeah. Game 5, 28 seconds into the second period.
100. Yeah. I mean,
with that team's what they were doing this year, offense, that blows my mind.
Well, get ready to have it blown again. Nolly's got a stat about Hedman and Stamkos.
Oh yeah. Well, after this game, Game 7, they are combined. They've had 12 Game 7s, and combined they have 1 assist. Hedman has 1 assist in Game 7s, and Stamkos has 0 points in 12 total Game 7s.
That's incredible.
So, talk about Ovi choking in the playoffs. I mean, yikers! That's big moment stuff, and you can't finish. You're supposed to be one of the great goal scorers in the league.
Yeah.
Not only that, but Kucherov,
Was
Chris Kuditz.
yeah, fucking guy's been to how many finals, and he's not gonna fucking show up. I mean, they're just as stacked as Washington, and just Washington's been getting shit kicked by the Penguins so many years in a row that they're finally just done with it, and they're fucking like, all right, you think we can't beat the Penguins? Well, we're gonna fucking go win the cup now.
On paper, Tampa Bay is absolutely 100% a better team than the Washington Capitals are.
oh god, yeah.
But the Capitals literally,
It's not about the paper.
there's
There's delay.
literally no stop in them right now. They are climbing the mountain.
They're fucking trained.
It's unbelievable.
Choo motherfucker.
I can't wait. It's literally right now with Vegas and the Capitals, it is two unstoppable forces colliding with one another, and it's going to be such a good final.
I really hope it is, because I don't want to get overexcited and it just be a fucking
shit show.
Yeah, absolute dog shit final. But
It's going to be two teams who, for 90% of the players that are there, it's their first go round in the final.
yeah,
You know, I mean, I guess the only real exception you can talk about is
Marc-Andre.
Marc-Andre.
That's all I can think of.
I'm trying to think of somebody on the Capitals. I don't think there's anybody.
No, nobody.
Oshie never made it.
No. Real Deal never made it.
Real Deal never made it.
Yeah, I can't think of
So,
anybody.
I mean, the only exception to that,
Not only
off the
that-
top of the head, is Marc-Andre.
There's going to be a new Stanley Cup champion this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About
For
time.
the, not only like of
Some-
ever, but like in the first one in 10 years, that's not the Hawks, the Kings, the Penguins, or the Bruins.
And in game one team is going to win their first Stanley Cup final game ever.
Pretty cool. Also, Ovi trying to be the first Russian captain to ever win the cup. And fun fact, how many captains in the history have won the cup that weren't from North America?
Ooh.
Under 10, right?
What?
Under 10, right?
Yes.
Nick Lindstrom.
First one.
You know that. Zdeno Chara.
Second one.
Steve Yzerman.
Nope.
From North America.
Only
you said.
two.
You
Yeah.
said-
Two of them? Just two?
There's only two.
Incredible.
Damn.
Unbelievable.
Crushed it.
So yeah, Ovi going to be the first Russian, third non-North American, trying to be at least.
Good for him, too. He's on just an absolutely another planet.
And everybody that was talking, me and Poetzy were just talking about this. Everybody that was talking about whether they should re-sign Trotz or not, and like all this, like, look what he's done not only to the team but to Ovechkin.
Yeah.
Before Trotz was in there, he was just skate as fast as you can forward, and then take your time getting back. Hopefully you'll get the puck on your way back
Right.
and turn around and go. He's a completely different player. He tried to fucking run through Hedman at least 5 times in Game 7, and I don't know, like just watching him play, you could tell he's a completely different player, and he's just he's a wagon right now.
After the game, he was interviewed, asked him what his thoughts were. And you could tell he was actually kind of getting a little choked up about it. He had to, like, take a second to, like, form his words and get his shit together. And he stopped and he said, I'm literally just so happy for my boys.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm so happy. I can't wait to go back to Washington and play in front of our fans. 5 years ago. Does he say something like that?
I don't know. And honestly, I feel like after all these years, I feel like the way he's turned around and played, I feel like them losing, he kind of put it on his shoulders, watching himself the way he played, like knowing how big of an impact he has on that team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so obviously he's fucking working right now.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Cap's here.
For now.
For, yeah, so I mean, I don't know. it's gonna be a good final. Hopefully.
Yeah, I know.
So
I mean, I don't know.
So I'm updating our playoff pick standings as we're going through all this. Do you guys want the update now?
Yeah.
All right.
So I think I dropped out of first.
So me and Poets both went over. So Poets is now 9 for 5.
Picked up one, baby.
I am 8 and 6. And with Nolly getting the caps right, he moved up to tied for second with me at 8 and 6.
Let's go.
So I'm still in first. Okay.
So before we do our final pick, I think we need to think of a quick tiebreaker because obviously, depending on how the pits go.
I don't need a tiebreaker.
Well, what if we don't all pick the same team?
Well, it depends on who gets who because if me and you go different, the opposite of Poets, we can all tie.
Yeah, but what if we all just pick different teams? Like, I'm taking the Kings. They're winning at 7, I'm telling you.
Oh, fair. Okay. So, you know what? Team and games.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I like that.
What are you picking? Because I'll just do the same.
We'll let Top Dog pick first.
Damn
Woof.
straight you will.
So I will,
I don't know.
on the spot.
And I have my predictions, what I think you guys are going to say too here. I want to see how close I am.
I think because it's two teams very, very new to this whole thing,
All right, politician, just fucking spit it out.
I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing. Because I wasn't prepared for games. But then again, Vegas has been new to this whole thing for all year long. So what's the difference? This has all just been one big fucking joke to them.
Hey, I mean, conference finals, brand new to the fucking Caps, and they fucking wheeled.
Here's the thing. Vegas is either going to win at 5 or they're going to win at 7.
You're saying Vegas is winning?
I'm saying Vegas.
Get the pick.
7. Vegas and 7.
Vegas and 7. Okay.
Because I don't think Ovi's going to let it happen that easy. Not only Ovi, but just I don't think the Caps are going to allow it to happen that easy. And plus, I can't see the Caps losing at home. Can you imagine how fucking insane that place is going to be?
Meh. They've seen it plenty of times.
I don't know, not at that level. Finally, a final game.
Yeah.
Ovi's going to absolutely take over.
Yeah.
He's going to score 7 goals in the final.
No, he's gonna get the Ovechkin trick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, God.
What do you think, Brian?
No, I said Jarom.
I'll go. Just because I am a OV over Crosby guy, and I like a lot more players. I'd like Washington than I do Vegas. I'm taking Washington in 6.
Did you have a point, Andrew?
I did. You reminded me when you said Crosby. Ovi in his interview today, kind of gave Crosby a little love. I guess absent-mindedly. They're like, I think
they had something about
about their ride. Tough about their ride. And he was like, well, you know what? We've gone through a couple of really tough teams. He's like, here in Tampa against Sid and against Columbus. And like me and Nolly kind of looked at each other like, did he just say against Sid? Like, not even the Penguins, but like against Sid.
Also, Jen Gensel had more points than Sid.
Yeah.
So fuck you.
But City would still win the Conn Smythe somehow.
Yeah, I know.
I also seen a tweet today, and it was like, it said, hey, do you remember when a couple years ago when Ovechkin was absolutely pissed drunk on live television during the NHL
awards?
Or no, the NHL draft.
Oh my god, the All-Star draft.
All-Star draft.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine that for a week, but like during a parade? Yeah, go
Jesus
Caps.
Christ.
I'm so upset about that. Mark Lazarus brings that up all the time. How he's just like, they should do that all the time because that was brilliant television.
Oh yeah, not only that, but Sagan and Kessel getting traded for each other. Like, come on, you can't write that stuff.
So funny.
It wasn't or was it Taves or Kane that said, "Oh, this trade worked out before."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and then somebody drafted Shattenkirk and said best hair in the league.
Yeah. Ovi's taking a picture of Kessel just sitting there all alone in the seats. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Yeah.
So with my pick, I'm not going by anything other than the fact that I've been picking against Vegas and all they've been doing is winning. And I want the Caps to win, and I want it to be Caps year. So I'm gonna go against what my beliefs and say Vegas.
Wow.
Because that's how bad I want the Caps to win right now. I've been wrong every fucking pick I've been making this playoffs. So I'm going Vegas, and I'm gonna say in 6. So fuck me. See, like, if I'm wrong, the Caps win. If I'm right,
you're right.
I'm right.
Yeah.
So
you can't lose them.
No.
Well, shit, Nolly. I had everything planned out perfectly, and now I gotta go and fucking get another Vegas logo.
You can just copy the other one that you have on the page.
Yeah, I can, but shut up.
Got a degree in graphic design.
Yeah, I think I know what I'm talking about. Got 2 pieces of paper that tell me I went to school.
So, I think we have just one riding pine today, correct?
Yeah, the one I sent you.
Yes, sir.
That may just remind me, we didn't even talk about that.
About what?
Worlds
question, because we always save it to the end.
No, Kane's performance at Worlds.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we'll talk about it now.
Yeah, we'll talk about it now. So this question.
Well, before that, let's just recap real quick. USA lost terribly.
6-0, I think. Right?
6-0 to Sweden. And got fucking smoked, and then they beat Canada for the bronze.
Canada.
Fuck you, Canada. Switzerland.
Yeah.
And then Switzerland lost in the shootout too. Like it was.
Fuck you, Doug.
Yeah. And then USA beat Canada for the bronze 3-2.
4-1.
Twice in the playoffs.
Not
in the tournament.
It was 4-1, not 3-2.
Yeah, so shut the fuck up.
I thought it was maybe the first game was 3-2.
Yeah, in the shootout. Yeah. How do you think McDavid feels being like the only guy on the team, even when he goes to Canada, and they still lose? Like, come on, like
he's used to it by now.
Highlight reel goals fucking for Canada, and he's the only one out
there.
That
pass he made in fucking overtime to send them.
Oh my god, through the fucking Demons 5-hole. I said D-man, not Demons.
Yeah,
but the Demons.
Yeah.
Whatever. Alright. But yeah, go ahead, Ryan Pine. Let's go. Pitter patter.
You're riding the pine pony, pal.
Do you have it, Boats?
Oh, I thought you were doing.
No, I don't have it
on.
It's on my phone, and I'm using.
You're
my
a new
phone.
thing.
Hold
Like,
on.
is that new riding pine?
Yeah, you have to do it now.
Okay. Now everybody, we're gonna go and do riding pine. Riding pine, pal.
That's my favorite. That's what you sounded like on Saturday, by the way.
Oh, I'm sure.
You were destroyed on Saturday. Oh my god.
Oh man.
It was amazing. What a night. Anyway,
wouldn't believe.
This one comes from Coach Joe out in Tinley Park. Thanks for writing in there, Coach Joe.
Yeah, I had no idea where you were at there in Tinley Park.
Yeah, I talked to him today at practice, and he was like, "Yeah, I wrote it like it was like a caller calling into like a radio talk show."
Hello, Coach Joe. Hey, from Tinley Park. How's it going? Come on down.
The subject line is Avengers versus Captain with a K, America.
That he's talking about Kane.
Yeah, that one. But I like the what he did there for the subject line.
But also like DC.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay. So his question is, do you guys think after the latest performance at the World Cup that Kane is to lock down a captain's position on the team next year? His ability to lead by example could be what this Hawks team needs, and as the Hawks turn the page. I also think his stand-up performance not only displayed his abilities, but is a lucrative incentive for any free agents that caught an early exit and get to watch him play. Brings up an interesting point that I really didn't think of.
Which one?
The free agent thing.
Oh.
I'm not sure that they're seeing it that way, but it's an interesting perspective to think of.
Well, I mean, everybody knows how Kane can play. they've seen him do it for years now. It's been 10 years watching him play. They know what he does. They know what he does in the playoffs. They know what he does regular season. They know what he does in fucking worlds. Yeah, they know how he plays. I mean, just being able to watch him more is always fun. But going to him locking down a captain's position,
You'd have to get rid of one first.
yes,
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say. There's no way they're shipping anybody from any letter. But if anybody did get moved, he's definitely the front runner for the next letter, whether it be the A or the C. And Sharp isn't coming back. But also, just because you have a letter, or just because you don't have a letter,
Doesn't mean anything.
doesn't mean you can't lead by example. Going back to it, we've talked about it before, how the younger players on the team have said what a big influence he's been for them. So I mean, just because you don't have a letter doesn't mean you can't be a role model or, set examples, whether it's on the ice or in the locker room. Because I mean, fuck, if you told me that Keith is one of the, most talkative guys in the locker room, I wouldn't believe you, just because how quiet he seems. He doesn't seem to be one of the guys that, I don't know, stands up when big moments happen.
Right.
It seems like it'd be like a Seabrook or maybe even a Kane. And I don't know. And Seabrook just pretty much got an A, and Kane doesn't have one. So I don't know. I don't think him having a letter is going to make or break how he feels.
No. Something I was thinking of.
But also, real quick, if Taves gets traded and he gets to C, let's go with K.
Yeah.
Why not?
Backwards K.
K on the front and back.
Can they do that?
No.
Why not? You
I
can
don't
do
know.
whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, yes, I don't know.
You don't even need a captain. Why can't you put a K on there?
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Here's something that I thought of when I saw the question for the first time. I was kind of thinking of the responsibilities that he had with U.S. Not only was he the captain, but he ran the show on the power play, top line, penalty kill. He was doing things that he's never really done before. So does that kind of open some new doors for him with the Hawks? I don't think that they're technically going to throw him on like first line PK unit or anything like that. But, is this something where the Hawks can be like, hey, if we need one,
Yeah.
Why
we're
not?
going to throw you out there.
Yeah.
Especially the way, usually their PK, like we've been talking about before, their PK's always been their better half of the
Right.
power play, their special teams.
And
it was dog shit this year. So.
Lord knows, if he blocks a shot, takes it the other way. I mean,
Yeah,
there
but
could be a
also
lot of
he blocks a
shooters.
shot. He's
That's
out.
the other thing I was thinking of too.
Yeah.
He blocks a shot in his hand or something like that.
Like
You don't want to sacrifice something.
you don't mind Taves taking one to the hand, because I think he plays through it. Kane takes one to the hand. He can't do everything that he's capable of doing.
Right. His hands are
Money.
It's
what
his
he
game.
is.
Yeah.
Like that's where everything comes from,
Yeah.
really. So, I don't know. What are your thoughts there, Jarom?
I think, what you guys said, I go, if one of the three captains move, I can see him getting it. But I think, if anything, what you need to be happy and what you have to really see as a positive out of the situation with him playing the USA and how he handled it last season is that his maturity level. You're coming from a guy that was putting himself in controversial situations early in his career, and even the past couple of years with the whole Buffalo incident. And now he's leading the country as a captain. He is saying all the right things in the locker room. All the rookies are looking up to him for his leadership and all that. I think if when it's all said and done, you have to really feel that him maturing and become the player that he's expected to be, it's finally there. I wish it would have been earlier, but great strides.
That's a good point. But devil's advocate, they haven't won a cup since he matured. So
Fair.
go be silly, Kane. Do whatever you
that's
want.
true.
The cabbie.
Be silly, Kane, but don't risk not playing next year.
Well, he never not played.
Yeah.
That's accurate. Here's my favorite part about that whole thing about him maturing, and now he's like the best that he's ever played, and starting to get some like leadership roles and things like that. The people who are still pissed off that he's like still in the league and getting spotlight because he quote unquote raped a woman, even though they came out and said, hey, this is all total bullshit.
Yeah.
They're all still so butthurt about it, and that's my favorite part.
Yeah.
That's your favorite part?
That's my favorite part because
not
fuck
him
those
doing
people.
well for the Blackhawks.
Well, yeah, that's also great.
And also
fuck
like,
those people.
Yeah. Well, yeah, 100%. Obviously, people don't, and they call rape. So.
Yeah. So.
Sorry.
Jesus.
Probably a bad joke.
Wasn't great.
Wasn't great.
Wasn't great.
Like most things I say, wasn't great.
No. The shirt you're wearing right now is pretty great.
Hashtag sponsor of WCB.
So,
Thank you.
any final words here, fellas? Because I want to go to bed.
Yeah, one more. You know what? I got one more quick question. If Vegas wins, who goes and gets the cup?
Ooh,
Garrison.
I didn't think of that.
Garrison. He's basically the captain, and he's from Vegas.
Would be pretty cool to see Marc-Andre go get it, though.
He doesn't even have an A.
I know, but would be cool to see a goaltender.
He's going to go up and get the Conn Smythe. He's too busy to go get the cup.
Of course, you want to see a goalie.
Whole team together. Let's raise it together.
Just push Batman out of the way.
Was it Calgary style when Laney won it? Just all the captains go up there together.
Yeah.
But also, what captains? Whatever ones are on the ice, because they have the home captains and road captains.
No, they all have A's. None of them have C's.
No, yeah. I know, but they have a set of A's for the home and a set of A's for the road.
Well, wherever they win it at.
Okay. That's what I want to know. All right,
It gives incentive for the
kids. Yeah. God, we gotta fucking win at home.
Takes a 1-team to his own net. Hilarious. All right. Anything else, fellas?
No.
Have
a good Memorial Day weekend.
Memorial Day. Pictures. Feet.
I'm taking Monday off for Memorial Day, so it was a dangerous move for Coach Post.
What?
What?
You get Memorial Day off.
No, we get to decide whether we wanted Friday or Monday off, and I decided to take Monday off. So
I would have took
Memorial Day. Sunday is going to be a rough day for Coach.
Huh. Yeah. Weird.
I don't know why you said Coach Poets, but okay.
Oh yeah, Coach Poets. Yeah.
Coach Poets here again.
I gotta bring Coach Poets back.
No, you don't have to do
that.
Maybe
All right.
Maybe do one whole episode.
Okay.
For Poetzy, Nolly, and Jarom.
We're breaking up here, Andrew. Coach Poets, get the fuck out of here. Okay.
Everybody.
Nolly and Jarom. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Follow the guys on Twitter at WCBP, on Instagram, WCBPodcast, and like them on Facebook, the Windy City Benders Podcast. The Windy City Benders Podcast.